Hello, Bachirian Posts. I hope quarantine is going well, and welcome to a very special interview with our new counselor, Miss Thomas. We are so thankful to have you, and would like to welcome you personally to the Da Vinci family.
So why don't we start off with having you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself overall.
Okay, so my name is Artia Thomas. I'm the newest counselor at Da Vinci. I'm super excited to be there. I'm super excited to work with the students and the staff and support them in whatever ways I can. I have been working in education and mental health for over 10 to 12 years. I would say I don't want to date myself, but for quite a long time. And I've worked in a lot of different positions. I worked in community mental health as an in-school therapist, as an in-school counselor with students with disabilities. And I am making Da Vinci my home happily. And I hope this will be kind of my staying ground. So I have two children. I have a partner. I have two wonderful dogs. We have a Labradoodle and a Saint Bernard, who are very loud, and I hope you don't hear them during this interview. So let's see, my kids, my dog, my partner. I like to read a lot. I spend a lot of time reading, and it probably is the same for most educators, but it really is my favorite pastime, whether I'm like escaping or learning. Either way, it's what I really like to do. I absolutely love Disneyland a lot. I'm really sad it's closed. So I like to be a partner in adventurous things. So we jumped out of an airplane. We traveled across the country. We backpacked. So I don't generally initiate those things, but I, am a great companion to go and hang out, and they're kind of down for whatever. So.
As for Disney, since you said you're such a huge fan, what's your favorite Disney movie?
Princess and the Frog is my favorite.
That's such a good movie.
I mean, Little Mermaid is a very, very close second. But Princess and the Frog is absolutely my favorite.
It's a good choice. That's some good
Good
taste.
music, good food, culture.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So on to our next question. How and when did you first hear about the Da Vinci schools?
Oh, I heard about it a few years back. Let me do a little more research. And I saw that you guys had built up a lot of it more with that campus, and added a couple programs. The facilities were absolutely beautiful. The kids had a lot of opportunities that other schools and districts aren't or don't offer yet. And literally did a lot of research from the school website to the social media pages, and just kind of saw, as best I could, what the culture was, what the compilation of the staff looked like, diversity in the students, what they really stood on with their mission, their values, and how that came out in like their annual reports or the triannual reports. And how it linked to like the standards, the state standards, and what you guys were doing to really advocate for the students. And I think that, and I said this to Aaron too, my interview process really mirrored all the research that I had done.
How do you feel knowing that you are the first and only staff member to be hired virtually?
I feel like I should feel something, but I don't. I don't really. I mean, I guess it's a big deal in the big scheme of things, because you kind of hope, what you're hoping for is what it will actually be. One of the teachers made a joke like, how do you know we're really real? And that's kind of like, oh.
Yeah. How do you plan to get to know students as their counselor during this time of virtual learning?
This will help. For sure. Hopefully students will flock to learn more about this new staff member. We are going to do Google Hangouts, hopefully. I'm going to send out a newsletter or post on the school blog. I will do one-to-ones with students. So maybe I'll send out like a Google Doc and students will be able to sign up for one-on-one time. I'm going to work on groups. I hope is to be able to do that.
I think the next question I have for you is like, what are you looking forward to like most about working at Da Vinci?
One, meeting the students. I'm just super excited to like see kids in person, you know. I am excited to get programs running. So I've heard a lot about students and, you know, the culture of the students and so on and so forth, but to be able to like feel that, you know, and be in the presence of the students, I'm just really, really excited for that. I am excited to see the seniors graduate. And my hope is that there will be some, you know, some sort of celebration for them. Because though I wasn't present for the duration of their senior year, I mean, I wasn't present for all of their senior year, I will be present for the end. And I just know that they deserve to be celebrated. So those are the things that I'm most excited for, those two things, to meet the staff in person and not over Zoom. That'd be nice. Absolutely.
Cool beans. How do you believe you can positively impact both Da Vinci and the students?
Good question. So I think that one thing that was really unique about my background is that I have a very heavy background in mental health. So right now, from what I understand about Da Vinci students is that both Da Vinci and its students value kind of a whole child approach, meaning that it's equally as important that you are invested in your academics, that you are invested in your mental health and wellness. And I feel like oftentimes, because I've gone through, you know, a counseling program, that portion is not necessarily heavily ingrained, right? So you have kind of the theoretical, like, these are the forefathers of psychology, you know, here's some theories, and not to say that programs are missing anything. I'm just saying, I think that that is how I will most impact Da Vinci students, because I really am a wealth of knowledge in that area. And my hope is that they value mental health and wellness as much as Da Vinci staff, you know, communicates that that's important, and they will kind of take advantage of that.
So I feel like you might have touched on this a little bit, but like, why is it so important for like the students to meet you now during this virtual learning time, instead of waiting till like the following school year to actually meet you in person?
I think it is, for some students, easier to build relationships through like a lens, right? The same reason why it's easier for some people to kind of be more of themselves on social media than it is, you know, when you meet them in person. You can kind of, unfortunately, put up a bit of a filter when there's a screen between you. So hopefully it will kind of ease some students to be able to meet me without, you know, the pressure of me kind of being in their face and kind of figuring out, you know, what they want to say, my personality, what my body language is saying. They can be in the comfort of their own home if they like. So that's one thing. It might be easier for some students, not for all, but definitely for some.
Right on. I mean, there's a question here that said, like, are you excited to get to know your students? I mean, clearly, you are very excited to get to know everybody. So I guess kind of like, let's see. We have a question here that says, like, how do you plan to decorate your office/desk? Like, what do you plan to do, you know, with your office to make it feel, you know, comfortable for you?
Right. So we're gonna have pillows. I do know that. Pillows are very important, okay? They make us feel comfortable, they make us feel safe, they're beautiful. So we're gonna have pillows. I don't honestly know much of anything. No, I'm really excited to get there, to get on campus, to see. Part of the interview process was supposed to be a school tour by the students. So, you know, unfortunately we missed out on that. But yeah, I'm just excited to be there, you know? Yeah, see what you guys see every day.
Yeah, of course. Don't worry. When we go back, we'll give you a tour.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
How do you hope, like, what do you hope to achieve through your time while working at DVC?
My hope is that students will leave DVC being more aware of who they are, meaning specifically their like strengths, their weakness. They have a lot of insight on how to navigate decision making, right? So my value isn't always in like knowing what you want more than it is how to navigate and get to a place of knowing what you want, right? So I really, really value the process. So my hope really is that as students transition out of DVC, they transition with a toolbox of coping skills. When you start your family, as you build friendships and relationships, you have something to better equip you to just do life and do it in a way where you feel fulfilled and happy and joyful. And even when you don't, you can, figure out how to get to that point wherever you are in life. And so that's my hope. It's a big dream. And it's going to take a lot of hands and a lot of work, but I always believe people are resilient. Whatever it is that we really want to do, we can do it. Sometimes we just have to be taught how. So that is the message that I care to impart.
The next question is, if you're a superhero, who would you be and why?
Oh my, let me tell you. In fact, I will tell. Oh, first I'm gonna tell you how. So I would be Storm.
Okay.
I might change her capabilities a little bit, but I am a fan of being able to use my powers to assist others, right? So she can control the weather, which generally in situations where she is controlling the weather helps her team and whomever they're protecting. And it also distracts whomever their foe is.
The next question is, what's your favorite late night snack?
My favorite late night snack. So I love turtles. I love like cocoa bread and cheese. I love tea of all kinds. I literally do. We drink it a lot around here. That's kind of it.
I get that one. Did you say chocolate turtles?
Yes.
I thought you just said turtles for a second. And I was like,
oh
I'm sure
God,
she didn't just say turtles. I was like,
no, it's not. I actually had like 10 pet turtles.
Oh, wow.
When I was in middle school, I had a huge, yeah. Anyways,
our next question is, what's your favorite thing to do with your kids?
Watch Disney movies. With my 8-year-old, definitely watch Disney movies. She likes to sing. She loves all things music. So she likes to play the drums, guitar, she sings, she dances all over the place all the time. So that's what we like to do. With my oldest, probably watch like hair videos. So especially right now where it's like a DIY, we generally will go get our nails done together. Kind of pamper ourselves together. So right now we're trying to figure out how to maintain ourselves together at home. So I like doing that with her. She's really smart and really cool. And she's like the girl I would want to be friends with if I was in middle school. Super sweet.
That's good. What were you involved in high school and college? Like clubs, sports?
In college, most of my time was spent in the Christian club in college. Black Student Union, I was the Black Student Union vice president for like 3 years. So that was really fun. We did a lot of programs and stuff like that. So I went to first a junior college after high school. So my dream was to go to a HBCU. And my dad said, you cannot go far. So he, I got accepted and he said, you'll be right here with us. That's so nice, you got accepted though. And so I went to a JC for 2 years and it also saved my family money. So that was cool. And then I went to Cal State Dominguez Hills. And that's where I went to undergrad. And then for graduate school, you didn't ask me, but I'm gonna tell you. I went to Antioch first. Was a sixth grade teacher before I got my master's degree. And I had a couple of students who had therapists. And at the time, I didn't quite understand the relationship with the in-school therapist. And as I learned more about therapy, I said, let me look into that. So I went to Antioch, got a master's in clinical psychology. I worked in community mental health for a long time with students who have been displaced. With DCFS, I worked with like caregivers, right? Students who were being cared for by like their grandmother or their aunts. I helped a program to equip caregivers to become mentors to each other, which was super, super, super cool. It was a community approach, which I really, really loved. And then I decided, I want to be back in education, but I don't necessarily want to teach. I want to be able to literally do this on a school campus. So I enrolled in LMU's counseling program and got my PPS credential and a master's in school counseling. And here I am. One thing that I continue to do, even though it kind of felt like I went like in a circle or went the backward way, it's kind of follow what felt true to me. And I've been able to do that and afforded the opportunity to do that in so many areas of my life. And it brings me a lot of like joy, and I know not everyone has an opportunity to do what they want to do or kind of follow their dreams or goals. It just isn't that way for everyone. All your experiences will eventually help somebody, all of them, even the experiences you guys are having right now, whether it's your kids or a stranger or a family member, a friend, you're going to look back in like 5 years like, let me tell you. So yeah, it wasn't effortless, but it's definitely, I appreciate it.
So as you just heard, this is the last question we have for you for the day. What is something you want everyone to know about who you are?
Something that I want everyone to know is that my door is always open. That's what I want Da Vinci students and staff to know, that my door is always open and I'm here to support. And anything I don't know, I will find the answers. Those are 3 things that I would love, or 2 things that I would love for everyone to know.
Well, I'm going to cut off the recording. So I just wanted to thank you for letting us interview you in order to let everyone just get to know you, because I think we can both say it's been like great getting to know you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.